you, sir. How's business?
Not so good.
Oh, it'll be better later on.
Strike me pink. No wonder the business is crook.
I'll have a pie.
You get no pie from me, Tommy John.
Go on, give us a pie. Tell you what I'll do, Giuseppe. I'll wash up the dishes for you if you give us a pie.
Yeah? The last time you wash up the dishes for me, you pinched the one saveloy. You're a very bad boy. That's what you are.
Give me a...
Oh, hello, Tommy.
How are you, Miss Molly?
Just having a pie?
Just trying to kid this wart in here to give me one.
I won't give you no pie unless you give me the money. Why don't you get a job somewhere?
Why don't I get a job? Haven't I been walking around town all day trying to get a job?
Oh, here, Tommy. I'll buy you a pie.
Oh, no. No, Miss Molly, I couldn't let you buy me a pie. No, thank you very much.
Come on. It's only threepence.
No, I don't feel a bit hungry now. My heavens, isn't it marvelous how your hunger leaves you all of a sudden?
Well, I can't stay here any longer. I've got to get into rehearsal.
Here, Pop. Where's that man I sent the message? Isn't he back yet?
I don't know. I ain't seen him.
Oh, he's the slowest man I've ever seen. He'd be gone an hour already. Look, when he does come back, tell him he's sacked.
Excuse me, mister.
Well, what do you want?
Did I just hear you say you sacked a man?
Yes.
Any vacancies? Got anyone to take his place?
No.
What about putting me in?
Well, do you know anything about stage work?
Do I? I've worked on stages all my life.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, come inside and I'll give you a chance. Come on.
And don't go crook because I work here now, see? No.
Right, now, get out of the town.
Tell me one of your pig ironing this?
Come on, get on your way.
Hey, you.
Yeah.
Go down to the store and pick out all that scenery.
All right, I'll go right down.
All right, got it. Hello, Jim.
What are you doing here, Tom?
I just got a job off that fellow over there as a stage hand.
You got a job, did you?
Yeah.
Gee, I'm glad. You know, you've been out of work a long while, haven't you, Tom?
I'll be able to pay you back that money that I borrowed off you as soon as I get my first week's wages.
Now, listen, don't worry about the money, will you? We're mates, aren't we?
Mate.
Yes.
And we're always going to be mates, too.
You bet your life we are.
Listen, no matter where you go, understand, Tom, that I'm going to be with you.
And wherever I am, I'll be with me.
You what?
We're mates.
We're mates. Look out. Here's the boss. Look out.
Did I tell you to go down to the store?
Yes, sir.
I'm going away you go.
I'm going right away, sir.
And you, come with me.
Righto, mister.
You can't go in there. You're fired.
What?
You're fired.
Fired, am I?
Yeah, the stage manager told me to tell you you've been loafing too long on that message. He's got another bloke in your place. You're out.
Oh, out, am I?
Yeah,
And you got another coot in my place.
that's right.
We'll soon see about that.
Now, look here, you can't... Oi. Oi, you. Oi. Come over here. Come on. Right, Gus, I'll be right there. Come on. Come and give me a lift up with this, and you be careful this time. All right, Gussie. Not Gussie, Gus to you. Gus.
Here. Here, I want you.
I'm helping Gus with the basket.
Well, drop it.
I can't. I've got Gus has got out the other end of it.
Drop it!
Good to help you. Look at Gus.
Here. Do you know anything about working a snow sheet?
Snow sheet. I know all about a snow sheet.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Well, when you get the cue, the snow is falling, you pull that rope.
This one over here.
No, not now, when you get the cue.
Oh, I see. You needn't tell me any more. I know all about it.
You do, you understand?
Yeah.
Tell me, what is the cue to pull the rope?
My heavens, it's going to rain in torrents. Now.
No. The snow is falling. Now, don't forget
All right,
that.
I'm set.
All right. Stand by, please.
Please.
Miss Denver.
Miss Denver.
Miss Denver.
Miss Denver.
Miss Denver.
Miss Denver.
Where is that woman, Miss Denver?
Where's Miss Denver?
Miss Denver.
Miss Denver.
Where are you, Miss Denver?
Miss Denver.
Hey, Gus. That's the joker that's taken my job, eh?
Yes. I don't like him.
No, and I don't like him either. Listen, is he going to work that snow sheet?
So I believe.
Oh, he is. Well, listen, I'm going to get him in wrong. I know. Gus, go and let down the snow sheet. I'll put a couple of bits of iron in it. Someone will stop a crack.
I see Molly's boyfriend has got a job as a stagehand.
Which one?
Tommy Dodds. Tommy Dodds? Yes, he's always been goofy about her.
Poor little Tommy. He'll wake up someday.
You bet he will. I don't know.
5 minutes, ladies. You should know better than that. Now, come on, people. Stand by, please. I want to try this snow scene and get it right. Come on, Mr. Lacey.
Hey, that's not Gerald Lacey, the actor, is it?
Yes, it is.
How are you, Mr. Lacey? All right? I got postcards of you at home in our place.
Oh, yes?
Yeah, stuck up on the wall in my bedroom. If I bring one of your photos up, will you signify it for me, Mr. Lacey?
You mean add my autograph to it?
Yes, will you, Mr. Lacey?
I should be delighted to do so.
Thanks very much, Mr. Lacey.
Here, here.
I've never been near a real actor before.
Here, that's enough of you. Attend to your business.
Okay.
Now, get set, please. You right?
So, darling, at last I have you all to myself. We are free.
Yes, dear. I'm really happy now. See, the snow is falling. The snow is falling.
Oh, I forgot. Look, did you see the look in that woman's eyes, Lacey? That woman loves you. I saw love in that woman's eyes then. I did.
Shut up. Didn't I tell you when you get the cue to
The
pull
snow
that
is
rope, the snow is falling?
But I was looking at the woman.
Oh, well, don't forget it.
All right, I won't forget it this time.
I don't know what the trouble is, Mr. Lee. You hurry me up in here and then keep me standing round all the
Oh,
time.
for heaven's sake, don't you start to get temperamental. I haven't got all day to spend in this
Now,
place.
listen, I'm getting fed
Now,
up
look
of
here.
this.
Stop it.
Are you
No
sure
arguing
you're
the
not
point.
going to speak to me like that, Mr. Lee?
Oh. Don't argue the point with me. Please start again.
So, darling, at last I have you all to myself. We are free.
Mr. Lee, I refuse to rehearse with this man. He's pinching me.
Oh, don't tell lies, you little devil. Here, get somebody else. I'm through.
Oh, good heavens alive.
I'll do it. Ah, the snow is falling.
Oh, get away. Mind your own business. I'm going mad. I know I'm going mad. Here, you. Didn't I sack you?
Yes, sir, but it wasn't my fault. You see, they kept me waiting at the shop, and I couldn't get back in
well,
time.
do
See,
something.
they kept him waiting at the shop and he couldn't get back in
You
time.
shut up.
That's right.
Well, do something.
Yes.
Make yourself useful.
Yes, sir.
Look, it doesn't matter who stands under the snow sheet. I want the effect, that's all. Here, come. You. Come down here and stand by Miss Denver.
Look, sir, I'm a bit crook. I think I'm going to be sick.
Well, do as you're told. Stand under the sheet. You can be sick later on.
You said a mouthful.
Come on, stand by. Here, you. Stand by there.
When I get the cue, the snow is falling.
That's it. Now, are you right?
Yeah?
The snow is falling.
Well, that's that, anyhow.
Here, Gus. Clean up.
Hello, piano player. How you getting on? All right? Mind your own business. Listen, do you know that song, the prisoner song? I'll be carried to the new jail tomorrow if
Here,
I
here,
have the
here.
wings of a swallow.
Here, you. I engaged you to work on the stage, not to sing.
Yeah, but you see, I was just asking him, did he know that song? I know dozens of songs.
Do you?
I sing all the songs that were written.
Oh.
Do you know that one, My Girl's Got If?
What?
My Girl's Got If.
Now. You mean your girl's got it?
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you know?
What?
Would you like me to sing it for you? I sing it pretty good.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, go on. Carry on.
Play it for us, will you?
All right.
You remember when I spoke about my girl named Sue? I thought she was fine. someday she'd be mine. But one day she went away to the city's giddy whirl. She came back today, and I'm very sorry to say you wouldn't know her if you saw her, 'cause she doesn't seem to fit. I'm all excited because my girl's got it. When she landed at the station, oh, I nearly had a fit. She caused a big sensation because my girl's got it. Her hair was brown, now she's a platinum blonde, and oh, her eyes, they gaze into the beyond. I had a great big roll of money, thought that pretty I would sit, but she got her fingers on it, and now my girl's got it. How'd you like that, all right? I can dance, too.
Oh, you can you?
Yeah, I learned to dance up in the country. You know, it was funny the way I left the country. I was working on a farm with my father. He had a pig farm. There's me and my father, and 15 black pigs and a brother of mine was up there. One day we're all sitting down in the pigsty, arguing the point, and my father looked at me for a long time, and then he swore at me. And I said, am I? And he said, yes, you are. And then we had a fight. Terrible fight. I got back and I swung at him and he ducked, and then he swung at me and I ducked. But I was a bit late with the duck. Well, time rolled on, and I decided to leave the farm. So there's a woman named Mrs. Doyle had a farm over at the back of our place. And I says to myself, I says, I'll get a job at Mrs. Doyle's farm. So I'm walking across a paddock and I met Florrie Doyle, the daughter, about 18. Good sort. This Florrie Doyle, to all appearances, she was a very nice girl. But it appears... Well, anyhow, I got a job on the farm, and one day a pig died and we had pork for about 3 weeks. So I didn't say anything. I just carried on, hail fellow, all wet. And then another day a cow died and we had roast beef for about 2 months. And then another day old Mrs. Doyle died and I left the next morning. And now I'll do the dance for you. Mr. Lee, how's that?
Well, that's very good. One of these days, my boy, I may put you in one of my shows.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Lee. That's bonza.
Yeah. In the meantime, you're going to help Gus.
Okay, Chief. What? Chief?
That's better.
Oh.
Well, my good Tirano, our quest is ended. We will have to go to the king and tell him that we have failed.
Yes. Yes, my Lord Alpham, we have sought the missing prince a long time. As we are unable to find him, I suppose we must return to the king and let him know.
I can see much fighting among our people when a stranger is put upon the throne of our beloved king. And I think... Why, look. It is he.
He?
Who? Why, the prince, the prince.
The quitch. I want you.
Come here, my lad.
Now, I haven't pinched anything.
Sir, the Lord Altham wishes to speak to you.
I haven't pinched anything at all, have I, Giuseppe? I never pinched a thing in my life.
No, you pinch nothing. But one Savaloy.
A bad one.
Come here, my lad. I want to speak to you on a very serious matter. I'm not going to hurt you. Tell me, what is your name?
Tommy Dodge.
Tommy Dodds.
Yeah.
And where is your mother and father?
I don't remember anything about them.
And is Tommy Dodge your correct name?
Far as I know it is, mister.
My Lord Altham, this person has neither the brains nor the intellect of the prince. We will leave him to go his way in peace.
Serrano, why should you question my actions? I think that I have found the heir to the throne. Come here, my lad.
He said I got no brains.
Come here. Have you a birthmark on your neck? A long red scar?
What part of the neck is it on?
On the back of the neck.
How the hell can I see the back of my neck?
Well, may I look?
Yeah? No messing around, you know.
Your Majesty, your name is not Tommy Dodd. You are the rightful heir to the throne of Batonia.
And now I'll tell one. On my right, we have the... Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You want to look after him, he'll go real mad and bite someone before he's finished. He's a rat bag. Take him away.
I assure you I am not joking. Years ago, when you were a baby, you were stolen from your father's palace and taken to a trader. The king has been searching for you all these years. You strongly resemble the king, and the birthmark on your neck clears all doubt as to your being Prince Bono, heir to the throne of Batonia. We'd like you to leave for home almost immediately. So, Your Highness, when you are ready, I'll make arrangements for you to travel.
Hey, listen. Now I'm the king of Boromia. What do I do? Where do I go? What happens?
Well, we want you to leave for home at once. Have you anything to pack?
Anything to pack? I'm standing in the middle of my portmanteau.
Is there anyone you would like to say farewell to?
No, I got no friends. Only my big mate, Jim. Tell you what I would like to do. I'd like to chuck a brick through the police station window before I leave.
Oh, I don't think we'd better worry about that now.
Oh, Molly, listen, come here. Something terrible's happened. I'm the Queen of Spain.
No, the King of Batonia.
The King of Batonia. You see that scar on my neck? Well, my mother was born before me. I was born or something like that, and I was stolen and brought over here, and this man's going to take me back, and I've got all kinds of soldiers and everything. So I'll say ta-da, Molly.
Goodbye, Tommy. I hope you'll be very happy.
She's crying. What are you crying for, Molly?
Nothing?
Yeah. That was a monster pie you bought me. By crikey, I like that pie. One of the best pies I'd ever had. It's been very hot all day, hasn't it?
Your Majesty, when you are ready, we will depart.
Yes. Goodbye, Molly. I'm not going. I'm not going.
But, Your Majesty, think of your duty to your people. You must go.
You see, Molly, I got a lot of duty to me people, or something, and I must go. Well, goodbye, Molly.
Goodbye, Your Majesty.
Hark at her. You silly little thing, Your Majesty.
This little lady is quite right. You are now Your Majesty.
Yeah? That might be all right when we get over to
Batonia.
Batonia. But while I'm here with the mob, I'm going to be the same as I've always been. Not Your Majesty, but just plain Tommy Dodd. They call me pretty names and say that I'm of royal blood, but to me that doesn't sound quite right. I belong to the pie stall and the people who live there. I never have a worry and I never have a care. For me to be of royal blood, a king upon a throne, I think it is all wrong, it sounds so odd. I bet that I will wake up soon and find it's all a dream. I'll find I'm not a king, but Tommy Dodd. Your Majesty, Your Majesty, a kingdom waits for you across the sea. Thousands of soldiers to work with you in a land where skies are never blue.
Your Majesty, Your Majesty, beauty cauldron must away. The yacht is at the pier, the yacht is at the pier. There must be no delay.
But I want to be little Tommy Dodd. I don't want to be a king. Molly, my pal, my own little gal, I'm going to miss you. I want to kiss you.
Your Majesty, Your Majesty, that could never be. You are a king of royal blood, and much too high for me. But deep in my heart there's a memory that will live till I'm under the sun of a dear little child that I used to know. And they called me Tommy Dodd.
We must away, we can no longer stay. For when the tide is on the ebb, we sail across the bay.
Your Majesty, Your Majesty, we bid you from adieu. Goodbye, Your Majesty, farewell forever.
Your Majesty. Hello, Alf. How are you? What are you doing down here?
Oh, I like being down here.
But you know this is no place for you.
I'm not going in the Solomon.
You're not going where?
In the Solomon. Now,
You
get
mean
that
the
right out of
Solomon?
your head. The Solomon up there.
Oh, you mean the saloon.
Yeah, I'm not going up
And
there.
why not?
Because I don't like it. I was insulted.
You were insulted?
I was insulted.
In what way were you insulted?
Well, you die laughing. See, there was a fellow with an emu.
With a what?
An emu.
An emu?
An emu. Or a race book of the dinner.
Oh, you mean a menu.
Menu, yeah.
A menu.
Oh, listen. What's the strong of the feller in my cabin?
Which one, Your Majesty?
The fellow with gold braid on it and his hair parted in the middle. He tried to undress me.
Oh, yes, that is quite right, quite right.
That is not quite right at all.
He is your valet.
Now, don't try and pull me leg, Alfred, or whatever you name it.
Alfred.
Because I know what a valet is. Now I know.
Now, what do you think a valet is?
A valley is a hollow between two hills. And I don't want any arguing the point from you.
You don't quite understand, Your Majesty. This is your personal servant.
Yeah.
He is there to attend to your clothing. Don't you understand, now you are the King of Batonia, that it would not do for you to soil your hands by having to dress yourself?
My hand's that dirty that I'm going to soil me clothes and everything? Well, anyhow, you'll find him under the cabin, under the bed thing. I donged him.
You struck him.
And you know outside my cabin there's a soldier stands there with a gun with a knife in it.
Yes, yes, with a bayonet, yes, yes.
He's dwelling on me.
What do you mean he's dwelling
He's
on you?
dwelling on me, that fella is.
In what way?
Because, here, hold those a minute. Every time I go past, he's there like that, see? And when I go past, he goes like that.
Yes, yes, saluting you, Your
Yes,
Majesty.
he's just waiting one day until I'm not looking, he's going to go like that with the gun.
No, Your Majesty. He is what we call one of the King's Guard.
King's Guard.
King's Guard. I will explain to you. You see, in Betonia there is a pretender to the throne.
A pretender?
A pretender to the throne of Betonia.
Somebody's kidding to the Queen.
Oh, no. There is a man who thinks he has more right to the throne of Betonia than you have.
Oh, well, let him have it. I don't want the blooming old throne. I'll get a job on an ice wagon somewhere.
Oh, no.
Who wants to be king?
No, that would be impossible. You see, this man thinks he has more right to the throne of Betonia than you have.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll work shifts.
What do you mean shifts?
I'll work 8 hours on the throne, and then he can work 8 hours on the throne. Everybody will be satisfied then.
No, that would be quite impossible. I will explain. You see, this man is a pretender to the throne of Betonia.
Yeah.
And he has quite a number of followers.
Oh, yeah.
These followers have a plot against your life.
Hey?
You see, they are trying to kill you.
Who is?
Well, the followers of this man.
Well, I'm going down to get some firemen. I'll be back directly.
There is nothing at all to worry about that.
But I'm going to be killed.
No, there is a regiment of soldiers to look after you. This regiment of soldiers is what we call the King's Guard. Now, this man is one of the King's Guard.
Oh, my heavens. That soldier that was outside my cabin, he's on my side.
Oh, of course, yes.
Oh, hi, lackaday and misery me.
You did not dismiss him?
Well, you see, Alfred, not actually dismiss him, but you remember up the other end of the boat there's a big long piece of iron, thick one end and thin the other.
I remember, yes.
I bashed him with it.
Good gracious. Your Majesty, you must not do these kind of things.
He's under the bed with the wallaby.
With the what?
The wallaby. Undress you.
Oh, the valet.
Yeah.
Gracious me, Your Majesty, you mustn't do these kind of things. Now, come along with me to the saloon, and we'll straighten all this out.
I'm not going up the other end. I'm going to stay in the sewerage.
In the where?
Here.
In the steerage.
Steerage?
No, Your Majesty, that is quite impossible. Your place is in the saloon.
I'm not going up the other end.
I must crave your pardon, Your Majesty, but I insist on you going to the saloon.
Who am I?
You are the King of Betonia.
And who are you?
I am your humble servant.
Well, who the hell are you arguing the point with? Oppet. Lively.
There is no time for talk now, Euben. 2 other recruits to our cause have just left.
Babette and that fellow Hosann? I don't trust him.
No more now. We will meet tonight in the usual place, and I will reveal my plans. Meantime, you can do great work with this fool they call the king. You are to be his new lady secretary. I have arranged that. And when the time comes...
Very well, my Lord Alphand.
For the present, no more.
Greetings, my Lord Tirano, and the good Euben.
Where have you left His Majesty? Is he unattended?
I fear our new king is a little difficult. His ideas are original. I left him at the Royal Tailors en route, where he insisted on ordering a new court uniform. He uses strange language.
With your approval, my lord, I have appointed Euben here to be the new king's secretary. She will teach him our ways and acquaint him with the correct procedure of the court. You will work hard with him, won't you, Euben?
I will give His Majesty my undivided attention.
'Tis well.
Your Majesty, don't forget, you are the king.
So I am. I am the king of all Batonia. Surrounded by my court I stand, the finest people in the land. See the way they smile at me, and hear their voices ring. They charge their glasses, and they shout, His Majesty, the King.
Your Majesty. Your Majesty, are you hurt?
Am I hurt? I thought I was back at Fitzroy when I got that crack. Do you know that?
Come along, Your Majesty.
Hey, where's my pal Jim?
I presume Your Majesty is referring to the person who accompanied us. He has been put in his proper place among the menials in the scullery.
Well, now listen to me, my lad. No mate of mine's going to be put amongst the skillions in the mullery or whatever it is. You bring him in here. Go on.
But, Your Majesty, he is only a commoner.
Shut up, you. Nobody was talking to you. What if he is only a commoner? We can alter all that, can't we? Bring him in. I don't like him.
Your Majesty will now receive your ministers. I will introduce them.
Tell them to go to blazes.
But, Your Majesty, the Prime Minister has business of the utmost importance to discuss with you.
Tell him to go and chase himself. I want to see my pal Jim.
Tommy!
Jim!
Your Majesty has no right in the courtroom. He is a commoner.
He's a commoner. But listen, Alfred, we can alter all that, can't we?
Well, he must at least be knighted with due ceremony.
Oh, is that what you do? Yeah? Well, look, how do you knight these fellas?
They kneel before you, and you touch them lightly on each shoulder with a sword.
With a sword? Oh, goody, goody. Hey, give us the sword, somebody. Have you... Give us the sword, Charlie. Hey, come here and kneel down, Jim. We'll fix everything up now. Arise, Lord Jim! Oh, look, he fell over. Hey, take him away and get him a monster uniform, all gold braid and things like that. Hey, there's your penknife. Now, what about these parsons?
Parsons? You mean ministers, Your Majesty?
That's what I said, isn't it? Bring them in. Hey, Yoiby, listen. Do you ever nick out of a night time after they close the palace up and go out to a dance or a party and, you know, oh boy, this is the life? Ever do that?
Your Majesty!
Who, you? Farlap.
Your Majesty, this is Yarko, the Prime Minister of Batonia.
He's been with the firm a long, long time.
A long, long time, Your Majesty.
I knew it. I bet you were Prime Minister when Napoleon was a cadet. How's the game, Jacko?
Very well, Your Majesty. The crops from the vineyards have yielded bountifully this season, Your Majesty.
Oh, isn't that great? Look, you got all flips in your beard. Everybody happy?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Everything peaceful?
Very, very peaceful, Your Majesty.
Oh, good. Oh, we'll have a war.
But, Your Majesty.
No arguments. We'll have a war. We'll pick out some nation about our own weight and we'll belt the tar out of it. But, Your Majesty, I protest. Oh. You protest, do you? Well, listen to me, Leslie. I don't allow any Prime Minister of mine to protest. Have you heard the news? No, you haven't. Well, I'll tell you. You're sacked. But Your Majesty. I wish you'd stop saying "but Your Majesty" to the back of my ear. Now, I won't sack you. Listen, you're too old to be Prime Minister. I've got a better job for you. I'll make you a special messenger. Ooh, goody, 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 goody.
But, Your Majesty, my old feet are too tired.
I know. I thought of that. You go down and get yourself a pair of roller skates, you know.
I cannot skate, Your Majesty.
You can't skate. What a wasted life you've led, my lad. You ought to have learned to skate. I can skate, though. You go down and get 2 pairs, and I'll teach you. Go on, take him away. Give him a big feed of oysters, too. Well, I think we'll call it a day. School's dismissed. Go on. Off you go.
But, Your Majesty, there is much state business to attend to. Your presence will be needed in the council chamber.
You go along, Alf, and tell them that I'll be along when I'm good and ready. I want to see my pal Jim. Everybody go on, buzz off. Hop it.
It is His Majesty's wish that the court disperse.
Don't go, Yoiben. Just a minute. Well, for heaven's sake, look at there, Jim. Oh, boy, does he look any good. Look at this, gold and everything. Listen, Yoiben, meet Lord Jim. Jim, Yoiben. And a nice girl. Now, listen to me. This is the idea, baby. You and I tonight, Jim, and you get a girlfriend for Jim, and boy, we'll go out and make boop. Be in it?
Really, Your Majesty.
What's the matter with her?
She's mad. Now listen to me. Skating's not a bit hard once you know the way. You watch me, I'll show you all that you need to know about skating. See, look. What? Nothing? No. Well, I had a bit of bad luck then, but it's pretty easy to soon pick up. You have to go and see how you do. See you in the throne room just now. Why, what's your job around here?
My name is Babette, Your Majesty.
Babette, eh?
And I was lady-in-waiting to the late Queen.
Oh. By Jove, you're a good sort. Suppose you've got a boyfriend round the palace somewhere, eh?
I love a young man very dearly, Your Majesty. His name is Hazan.
Oh, yes.
But alas, my Lord Toronto...
Ooh, don't mention that fella's name to me. Ooh, he has all the earmarks of a dirty piece of work to me, that fella.
Your Majesty.
Huh?
The council are waiting.
Righto, Alf, I'll be in directly. I don't like Toronto.
If I only dared speak, Your Majesty.
You can speak, darling. Everything's okay with me because I'll tell you, I'm on your side, see? Because I'm in love, too. Oh, I've got a girl called Molly. Oh, my heavens, how I love that girl. Oh, but she's not here, so... But listen, if you've got any secrets or anything, you tell me, because I can keep a secret better than anyone in the world. I've even got secrets from myself. I have, listen. Last week, I hid a packet of cigarettes, and I've asked myself time and again where they are, and I won't tell myself. Tell me, go on.
I scarcely dare whisper it, Your Majesty. Toronto has designs upon the throne, and on the person of Your Majesty. He has forced Tazan and myself into his schemes.
The dirty dog, I'll bash him, I'll give him the great...
Oh, wait, Your Majesty. He is a dangerous man.
If we only dared to act now.
Why not? This mountebank of a king is beginning to make himself popular with the people. The sooner we act, the less will he be regretted.
Yeah, but how?
He and his fat companion are drinking vast quantities of beer in there. A few drops of this in a jug.
But who is to do it? You?
No, our loyal friend here.
No, my Lord Toronto. That would be murder. It means the guillotine.
Not when I am your king. It will mean honor, reward. Here, take it. And don't fail. You are wonderful, Joeben. You think of everything.
I too shall receive my reward as your queen.
Of course. When have you ever doubted me, my dear Joeben?
Always, my dear Toronto. But I'm watching you. You must get rid of Babette and this pretty boy, Hosan.
No. They are useful to us.
You must get rid of them, or I shall.
Let us be calm and diplomatic
Seemingly calm and enigmatic.
all the time. I will be intriguing to the king.
I to be your queen.
In our plot to win the throne, you and I must now conspire.
You will find that you cannot alone stop the revolution's fire. By cooperation we will win the nation.
Perseverance will reward us.
This is where we make a pact.
Get together on a plot.
With decision, we will have to act.
Strike the iron while it's hot.
We'll
pass the high
position,
position,
both
both our
ambition.
ambition.
We will gain them,
and retain them by
Good.
Tommy.
Good.
Listen, will you?
Good. What?
Will you listen to me?
What's the
Listen, there's
matter?
a fellow over there trying to poison our beer.
What?
I said there's a fellow over there trying to poison our beer.
The dirty thing. Listen to me, Jim. Go over and switch those jugs, and we'll put one over on these birds.
All right.
Now listen.
Right up.
The idea.
Your Majesty, the court ballet.
your life the idea of...
That's what you're doing, will you?
Well, here we go.
Here we go.
Oh.
People of Batonia, your king is dead. The king is dead. Long live the king.
Who said that?
Disperse quietly to your homes, and in a day or two we'll have a slap-up funeral.
By the laws of Batonia, the king should be cremated.
All right, some of you go and tell him at the creamery. We'll cremate him.
Like hell you will, Millipore.
Go, and tomorrow the body of His Majesty will lie in state.
It should soon be over now. And then we must act at once.
Oh, the suspense is terrible. Should I have done it?
Oh, success will justify everything. Have courage.
The king is dead!
Dead? Then we have succeeded. Now is the time to strike.
So now, gentlemen, the Regency will be re-established to carry on the government until...
Not so fast, my Lord Alpham. I and my friends have other views.
My Lord Tyranno, is this the time or place for such discussions?
That, my Lord Alpham, is as I and my friends see fit.
Oh, is it? Did it ever occur to you that I'm running the army around this place?
Maybe my Lord Alpham is right. We will discuss this later.
Way for the body of His Majesty.
Way for the body of the king.
To the goddess beguiling, fortune is smiling, so toast her with ring.
My friends, good fortune is coming our way. Already half the palace is in our hands, and when they have buried that clown they call the king, we'll put an end to the arrogant Alpham, and then our way is clear.
To our future King Tyranno! Hey, Tom. Tommy. Here, wake up.
I listen, you.
What?
How much longer have I got to be defunct?
Now, it's not long now. It's not long.
Well, I've had enough of this and I'm going to get up.
Now, you're not going to get up at all. Because you're still dead as far as anybody knows, Tom. Now, there's only me and old Alf and old Jacko in the know. But that Tyranno guy's run amok. He's grabbed half the palace.
My palace?
Yeah.
The dirty dog.
Listen, him and his mob, they're trying to raise an army.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
And you're sitting here.
No, I ain't sitting here. Listen, I'm still the warlord of this joint, and I'm training them boys on AIF lines. When the time comes...
You let me get up, I'll
Now,
go.
leave the thing alone, will you? You're not going to get up at all. Now, here's the idea. It's old Alf's plan, see?
Yeah.
Gonna give Tyranno enough rope and let him hang himself, see? When the time comes, arrest him for treason.
Not on your life. He'll get the gelatine, that fella. That's what he'll get.
Do you want to stay king of Batonia, or don't you?
Of course I do.
Well, then why don't you do what I tell you? Now, you stay in this room. Tom, I'm going outside to have a bit of a review of the boys. Now, I want you to promise me that you won't take one step out of this room, Tom, till I give you leave.
Oh,
Now, come on, son.
now.
Now, you'll bust the plans up if you don't. Promise.
Oh, all right.
Good on you, son. I knew you would.
Yeah.
I'll see you later, Tom.
So long, Jim.
Guard these doors carefully. See that nobody, other than the Lord Alpham, old Jacko, or the doctor enter.
Very good, my lord.
Breakfast is served, Your Majesty.
Good, listen, come here, you. Come here, sit down there. Now, Jim made me promise that I wouldn't take a step out of this room. He didn't say anything about skating, though, did he? Give me those skates.
But, Your Majesty...
Shut up and give me the skates.
Strange things have been happening around the palace these days.
Strange indeed. One scarcely knows who rules. The Lord Alpham or that cruel dog Tirana.
There's some work to be done, and I'm not going to mess around here all the time. Get out of my road.
When I say pom-poms, I want to see him. What the devil? Hey, Toby, come back. Here after him, you fellas, come on. Oh, dead nothing, come after him, will you?
So that you shall play us false no more, I am having you taken from here to my place in the hills. You will be kept there to await my pleasure.
A very pretty speech, Tirano. But why your place in the hill?
For her protection and ours, Yoivan. Babette is dangerous.
So I begin to think. Then why not get rid of her once and for all? The treacherous baggage.
You are too hasty, my dear Yoivan.
Too hasty, am I? And you're too oily, my dear Tirano. Do you think you can hoodwink me regarding this pretty chit? If there are no men amongst you, I'll do it.
Take her away.
Come on, fellas, get him. Out of that back. Come away from that door, come away. Go down the back stairs and try and stop them in the courtyard. Then make for the garage. Go for your life, will you? All right, you two fellas. Hold that woman and don't let her go.
Yeah, nice sort of flaming king you are. What's the game, anyway?
Now, listen, if you hadn't have butted in, my lad, I'd have stopped the revolution all by myself.
Yes, stop a revolution. Come down
Now,
off
look
that
out,
table, will
you
you?
great big blob. Don't you manhandle your king. Put me down, scullion.
Ah, shut up, will you?
Put me to bye-bye, Jim. Ickle.
May it please Your Majesty, an urgent dispatch from the front.
Okay. Go on, beat it. That's from Jim. Listen. Headquarters. A pitched battle today in the hills. Stop. Royal Army won on a knockout in the first round. Stop. Tirano's crowd knocked rotten. Hooray! Tirano captured. Stop. Lord Jim, Field Marshal. Field Marshal. Who made him a Field Marshal? I didn't.
This is wonderful news, Your Majesty.
I'll say it's wonderful news. Now listen to me. Come here. We're going to have the best party we've ever had in all our life. And we'll give the soldiers a wonderful welcome home, see? So you go down and tell the royal cooks and the royal brewers to spread themselves out and we'll have a wonderful beano. Eh?
There is still the prisoner, Your Majesty.
Oh, yes. I forgot all about her, eh? Well, what are we going to do with her, Ralph?
I would advise the guillotine without further parley.
Oh,
Mercy, Your Majesty.
You're a bloodthirsty old thing, you are. The gelatine. It'd spoil all the neck. And we should have nowhere to put the beads. I've got it. Prisoner at the bar. You are to be taken from the place where you are to the place where you are going to be, and there given a lifelong job at the Batonian wireless station, telling bedtime stories to Batonian babies.
Your Majesty, anything but that.
It will sweeten your nature, my dear.
Take her away.
Now listen, Alf, what about this Beano?
Majesty, there are still the affairs of state.
Oh, blow the affairs of state. We're going to have a Beano. Go and arrange it. My crikey, that's great, eh? What about old Jim? What do you think of old Jim winning the fight up there? No doubt about him. Great news, isn't it, eh? Everybody happy about the... Did you hear about Jim winning the hills? We beat Toronto's mob, isn't it, Bonster? My crikey, I get so excited, you know, when I hear them saying how we won, Did he take anything off you? Because he looks as though he's sulking. You know, I get so excited. Hey, listen, do you ever have any games or anything here? Do you ever play cards or anything? I got a packet of cards here, look. We'll have a game of some kind. There's nobody around and we're here all by ourselves, eh? Look, play poker. Go on. Oh, look, he's agreeable. He'll be in anything. Pick a card. You won't play poker with me? Well, now, listen to me. I've asked you nicely, and I'm not going to ask you any more. I'm the king. I'll just swing my weight about for a change. Get me that table over there. You stand alongside that chair there. Come on. Mess around with me. Put that table down there. Bring that chair over there. Put that chair up there. Sit down. And stop giggling, you. Now, listen, boys, we're going to have a game of poker. So you cut for the highest card deals. An ace, of course, you would cut an ace. 4, 3, 8, your deal. It's monsters sit down and play cards all the time, isn't it? You know, you get away from... you get away from bound and scratch. I said how I have before. Will you sit down and stop acting the goat, standing up all the while? Don't be such a foot... Daddy smack. I bet you'd cheat if you got the chance.
2 cards, please.
Who let that bull in you? I'll play. Will you sit down?
2 cards, please.
Tenner. I'll make it 2 bob.
4 bob.
Your Majesty, 6 bob.
How many did you buy? Don't tell me. I'll see 6 bob. What have you got?
3 aces.
Yeah. Do you play the same rules over here as we play in Australia? Do 3 aces beat a pair of 5s? Yes, I suppose it would. Your deal. Oh, what do you think of me? I forgot. We haven't taken any money for the gas. 6 bob for the gas. Will you sit down? How many more times am I going to tell you? Sit down and stop acting the goat. Here we go. I got 5 kings. There's a certain amount of messing about been going on here. Give me a quid each.
Your Majesty, a quid?
Yes, a quid.
What for?
For royalty. And put it in lively. And give me those cards. I'll deal them after this, and there'll be no messing around. And no cheating. Anything I hate is a cheat. players.
2 cards, please.
3, sire. 4 cards, please.
Oh, yeah. I'm buying 3.
2 shillings more.
You bet too, Bob, didn't you?
Your Majesty,
Hello, Alf. How are you?
I crave pardon for this intrusion.
That's-
But the young man Hosden has returned, and with him the Lady Babette, unharmed. He has had rough handling and many escapes. He begs an audience.
Right, Alf. Tell him to come in. Listen, I'll raise you 2 bob.
But you will receive him in state.
Yes. What?
You will receive him in state.
Now, listen, you're not going to make me strut me stuff again, are you? Get up and go on with all this my lord business? Well, I'm not going to do it now.
It is usual, Your Majesty.
Oh, look at the hand I've got. Look, a slash. And I've got to go out there and... Oh, here, you fellas put your cards on the table. Go on. And stand up. And get over there and wait till I tell you. And don't touch those cards at all. Look at I've got all blue. He had a fair hand too, didn't he, eh?
Come on the court. Come on the court.
Your Majesty, I crave refuge for the Lady Babette. I seized her from Tirano's camp, but she was held there against her will. She is no traitor.
What? This little girl a traitor? Of course she's not a traitor. Don't be silly.
I have been loyal to your Majesty.
She was taken there by force, sire.
All right, my lad, don't get all excited. I know all about that. I saw them, didn't I? Don't you worry, my darling. You're all right with me. I look after you and... Ozzy, he's your boyfriend, isn't he?
I love him, sire.
That's the stuff to give him. That's the way I like to hear a woman talk. Never mind about your refined messing about. I like a woman to get a wild look in her eyes and run up and grab the fellow by the face and put a headlock on him. Now acting the goat.
The scar. The identical scar.
What's biting you?
Why, this youth has a scar on his neck exactly as Your Majesty.
I suppose he got it pulling Babette out of the soup, didn't you, Hossie?
Sire, I have borne this scar all my life.
Yours, sire.
Now that's funny, this is. That scar of mine's disappeared. It's gone.
Gone?
Hmm?
How long did you have it?
I got it about 2 days before I met you in Australia.
And how did you get it?
Well, you see, I was carrying a case of fish for Danny Riley, and the edge of the case cut me neck, so that's how it happened.
This locket, lad. How long have you worn that?
Ever since I can remember. It was my mother's.
Your mother's? Why, it is our late queen. What do you know of your parentage?
I never knew my parents. I was reared in the country by a nurse.
Her name?
Annette.
The tire woman who disappeared the night the royal child was stolen. Gentlemen, there can be no mistake. This at last is the lost prince, and no foreigner but a native of Batonia, and rightful heir to the throne.
Oi, just a minute. Let me understand this properly. Now listen. Is Hossie the king?
There can be no doubt.
And I'm not the king?
Certainly not.
Well, that lets me out, and I'm jolly glad, because I never did like being the rotten king. Go on, Hossie, hop up on your throne.
How dare you, sir? Here, lackeys. Remove the royal robes from this person.
Put it there, Hossie, old pal, and I hope you make a better fist of it than I did.
How dare you, sir? Leave the royal presence at once.
Ooh. Hello? What's the matter with you? What's the matter?
Where am I? I just got kicked out of the palace.
The palace? What palace?
In Batonia.
Batonia?
See, I was the king. I was the king of Batonia.
Oh, you were you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm the... Sleep it off, old boy. Good night, Pop.
Good night.
Good night, Pop.
Good night. Hello, Molly.
Good night, Tommy.